Just some guy. Oh, yeah.
All right, welcome back, everybody, and happy holidays to those who observe, or Merry Chrysler if you're really annoying. So I wanted to close the year out with a special holiday video. I've actually been planning this for a few months now, ever since I found out Hallmark was making a movie called Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story, which, if you couldn't guess, is heavily inspired by America's current sweethearts, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And before we go any further, I just want to say, put the gun down. I'm not making this video to criticize or be mean to Taylor Swift. I'm just here to talk about a silly movie that I found. Most of the jokes I'm going to be making in this video are based on the characters in the movie and not the real life people that they're based on. You know, Taylor seems nice. Travis is a fellow Ohioan, so I usually respect that. Unless your last name is Paul. The Holiday Touchdown is a movie about a Kansas City Chiefs fan that falls in love with their director of fan engagement, and also has some fun little cameos for the fans. And mixing that with my love for cheesy Hallmark movies seemed like a match made in heaven. But then the funniest thing ever happened. So I watched the movie and it had a completely different story, different characters, and a different channel. Yeah. I watched the wrong movie. I'm not joking. I watched the wrong fucking movie. This was how it felt when your parents got you the wrong thing for Christmas. Now, Zach, we know you really wanted Holiday Touchdown, and we tried our absolute best to get it for you. But don't worry, because we were able to find you something that's a lot cheaper and probably a little worse. So the movie that I actually watched is from Lifetime, called Christmas in the Spotlight. And it's even more inspired by Taylor and Travis, because it's actually about a pop star falling in love with a professional football player. And since I didn't want to spend more time watching another movie to make a video on, I just figured we can talk about this one. So let's see if Christmas in the Spotlight is a touchdown or a fumble. I'm so sorry. The movie opens with our pop star Bowen Sykes filming a music video for her new Christmas album.
First hydration? Comfort?
Why does she bring her an iced coffee to hydrate? Look, I know you've been working up a sweat, so you need to hydrate. This is a Frappuccino. There's barely even any coffee in this. Can I just get some water? Okay, fine. Just wait for it to melt. The beginning of the movie teaches us that Bowen is recently single and also has a dead parent, which are two essential ingredients for a made-for-TV romance movie. If you're writing a movie for Hallmark or Lifetime and your script has two parents in it, then you need to go back to the drawing board. We also learned that her manager, Mira, is a huge fan of the football team that the love interest plays for.
Bombers Day Oneer, baby. Oh, you forgot this. Okay, Arm.
Where did the football come from? Does Mira just carry a football around with her because she's such a huge fan? Yeah. Also me when my friend named Arm asks me to go to the store with them.
Okay, Arm.
So next we go to the Bombers football practice and we meet the love interest Drew Gonville, or Gonzo. And I'm not gonna lie, I already hate him.
Woo! To be this good and this pretty?
At first I couldn't really figure out what it was about him, but I think it's the way he acts like YouTube vloggers used to act in 2017.
About to start the day right with a little gym workout, but let me tell you something.
I was kind of scared he was going to tell me to buy some Maverick merch and join the Low Gang. Drew is officially an Ohioan that I don't have respect for. So this movie also has the football brothers dynamic by having Drew's brother Rob be the quarterback for the team, who is either the guy that he's running on the field with and making jokes about their life and stuff.
You got dad's good looks, but you didn't get mom's great brains.
Then why am I her favorite?
Or it's this guy.
Lonzo, I feel you, man. What's going on?
It's nothing.
But I think it's too soon to tell. So Drew is struggling because he can't really get his head in the game, and he's worried they're not going to re-sign him for the team next year, which we find out later is because of the pressure that he feels from his brother being the star quarterback. But after the scenes with Bowen, it feels like they're framing it to be because he's also single. Maybe Drew should be more like his brother because he's married with a child and they let him be the quarterback. That's exactly how football works. You're only allowed to be a quarterback if you're married. That's in the official rule book, I think. Speaking of Rob's kid, she happens to be a huge fan of Bowen Sykes, but Dad just doesn't get it.
What do you have against Bowen?
Nothing. I don't know about. The only thing I know about Bowen is that she's had a bunch of boyfriends and wrote songs about them.
That's not a sexist statement at all. You
Dude.
need to leave.
Dude, she's won 8 Grammy Awards, an Emmy, 40 American Music Awards. There's 15 college courses dedicated to her career and her impact on society and culture. Plus, she's given millions of dollars to charity, and she's an activist for women in the LGBTQ community.
Okay, Gonzo, chill. Now look, I know who this movie is based on. I'm not here to refute any of that. I just think it's crazy that that was the response to hearing a sexist comment. All right, look, if you're gonna demean a woman in my presence, you better make sure she's never been on the Forbes list. Capiche? So Drew ends up taking his niece to Bowen's concert, and there's a couple things we learn from this. For one, Bowen spells her name with a Y, and all I want to know is, why don't you just spell it normally? We also learn that Drew has a little crush on Bowen, but doesn't think it'll ever work.
Come on. Like, I would have a chance with her. I'm just a dumb goof.
You're not a goof. You just make bad choices.
Did your dad say that?
And another thing we learn is that the original music for this movie is not very good, because it sounds like... No, I'm sorry. Mostly the music just doesn't sound like it was mixed and mastered properly. Like, somebody made this in BandLab who also just found out what BandLab was that day. And I know it's a made-for-TV movie and the budget probably isn't like that crazy, but your movie's inspired by the biggest pop star in the world, so I would expect the music to at least be on lock. So afterwards, they go backstage to meet Bowen, and we're about to see how Gonzo gets all the ladies.
Oh, are you guys from the hospital too?
No, we just snuck in.
Okay.
I'm a bomber. Oh, no. I don't mean I have a bomb. I mean bomber like a football player on the Bombers.
I feel like security should have handled that as soon as those words came out of his mouth, because oh my god, him and the kid both just get tackled. Oh, you need to hear the story of how we met. It's so sweet. I thought he was a psycho plotting to kill me, and all my security guards tased him and his 6-year-old niece. But it turns out he was just a really sweet guy. His niece could have used some acting lessons though. So after this, Mira fills in Bowen on why the Gonville family in football is such a big deal.
The Gonville family is royalty. His brother Lance, he's like the best quarterback in the world. And his parents, they're adorable. They go to every game.
She spends a little too long trying to convince us that this is the most beautiful man on the planet.
So cute, he's friendly, he's down to earth, and he's gorgeous.
When respectfully, no.
Show me a picture of this guy.
Oh,
I want to make sure he's as cute as I remember.
say less.
He just kind of looks like your average douchey frat bro jock. He looks like he goes to college parties that he has no business being at his age. Yeah, this music's so cool. Do you want to do a couple? I don't know what you're so mad about. It's way healthier than coffee. So after some time to think about it, she finally decides to give Drew a call.
I'm sorry, Uncle Gonzo can't come to the phone right now. He's dead.
I wish I was watching Holiday Touchdown. Anyways, they plan their first date, which involves Drew having to disguise himself as Santa Claus and getting driven to Bowen's private jet. Most of the jokes I'm going to be making in this video are based on the characters in the movie and not the real life. So they fire it up and they go around the corner to get some coffee and then they take it down the street. So this scene is mostly them sharing their tragic backstories with each other, relating that their fame and success really isn't all that it's cracked up to be, which for some reason we hear a lot, especially from Bowen. And they also make the agreement not to fall in love with each other, which I think is a pretty good thing considering they've only known each other for a few days and... Oh, I mean, this is third base for the demographic of this movie, so things are pretty hot and heavy. So we also get to meet Bowen's ex, who I think they tried a little too hard to make evil.
We broke up. My love life is none of your business.
Bobo, you still mad at me? Did you give her an invite to my movie premiere?
I get your movie needs a villain and all that, but it just seems a little too personal. Almost like he's based on a certain somebody in real life that I don't think I need to go into any further details on.
She'd rather be trapped in a pit of snakes than to watch you pretend to have real emotions, you superficial hack.
I also want to mention that Bowen and Mira keep having these conversations about secret stuff in a very public restaurant. She's talking about how she wants to keep her and Drew a secret right now, but there's a lot of people around you. And look, I'm no snitch or anything, but you're not whispering at all. And I'm hearing some pretty confidential things you might not want out there. So unless my meal's getting paid for, I think People Magazine is going to be hearing about Bowen and Gonzo. So we get to their second date where he makes her a lasagna and he gets a little too excited when she likes it.
This is amazing.
Oh! She likes
What if he just flipped the table over?
likes my lasagna.
They also build a puzzle together, super sexy stuff.
Oh, shoot, that was my favorite shirt.
Oh, you need to
All
soak
right,
up
come
those
on,
details.
Drew. Pop that top off, buddy. You know, there we go. Yeah, it's gotta happen.
Oh, wow.
I will say this movie is really good at being a Hallmark movie while it's not a Hallmark movie, which I honestly think should just be an achievement in and of itself.
Strumming guitars and playing Hamlet don't exactly create apps like that.
But the date's cut short when the boys stop by for some reason.
What are you doing here, man? This is my house. What are you doing here?
Drew really doesn't want to keep them a secret anymore, but Bowen still does, so they decide to go their separate ways. Which really sucks, you know, losing someone that you went on 2 dates with and don't really know anything about other than they like puzzles. But at least Bowen can finally get back into work mode, get ready for the Christmas album.
Okay, fine.
Huh?
I'll watch the game with you
Oh,
on one condition.
that was fast. I don't even think that was like a full day in real time. Yeah, you know, I just think I need some time to myself and try to reflect and figure some parts of my life out. All right, I think that's good enough. I'll see you at Thanksgiving. So they reconcile, spend Thanksgiving together. There's this scene where they're by the fireplace and Bowen's cold, and I fully thought he was just gonna take his shirt off and give it to her so she could stay warm. Look, it's not me. We have a quota for these movies to meet, all right? But anyways, they decide to make things official. Bowen's album hits #1 on the charts. Drew's little sports thing is going well, I think. Things are really on the up and up for like a few minutes. The movie's been pretty feel good up until this point, and then like every bad thing just happens one after the other. So buckle up. So Bowen brings Drew to this gala that he ends up leaving because no one's taking him seriously, being a sports person and all. And after that, Bowen gets harassed by her ex.
You know you will always be the Alice to my Mad Hatter.
You think you're Wonderland, but you're really just a big, empty hole.
What do you mean by that?
All right, look, man, the camera crew is not cutting it. Just spill some wine on your shirt and have to take your shirt off because that's working wonders these days.
Thanks for all the hit singles, but this album is over.
I've just never heard anything so beautiful before from any movie. Tensions are also rising with the Gonville family because Drew is asked to host the fundraiser instead of Rob since Bowen's performing at it. And if that wasn't enough, Drew also gets an offer from a different football team that would be closer to Bowen.
Okay, boys,
All I've done is support you.
Then you should be happy for me!
Oh my God.
That another team sees my worth. That I have finally found a woman worth risking everything for.
And if that wasn't enough, this news channel drops the audio from the interaction with Bowen and her ex, but they alter it to sound like she's just using him and really doesn't have any feelings for him.
I'm just pretending to be in love with this big dumb jock so that the football fans will buy my albums and I'll get asked to play at the big game.
So Drew doesn't do the fundraiser. He re-signs with his old team and he calls it quits with Bowen.
Sometimes the pieces just don't quite fit.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
I don't know what private jet we're on, but I think I just got some whiplash from it. It's like they forgot the movie needed to have tension, so they just like shoved it all into like these few minutes. Like even from the beginning of the movie, we could have had some kind of like character flaw or struggle that they worked through, but they try so hard to portray everyone as being like the perfect person that it doesn't make any conflict really that interesting. So instead, they just wait until the halfway point and make like cartoonishly evil people. Okay, don't worry, we're at the end of the movie pretty much. So Drew's brother Rob ends up hosting the fundraiser, and Bowen performs a new song which actually sounds good.
I spent years searching for perfect things.
You know, your sound engineer was asleep at the wheel for every other song but decided to lock in for this one. It's the thought that counts, you know? So Bowen starts talking about the inspiration for the song and how she's still in love with Drew, which is really nice, but I don't think she really has another chance with him ever since he...
I promise I won't fumble again.
Is that a pinky promise?
Gonzo?
Are we doing this?
Let's freaking go.
Hey, come on, guys, get off the stage. My kids are here. So the movie ends on Christmas morning. The whole family's together. They're in those stupid matching pajamas, and they exchange some gifts with each other.
No way. The puzzle?
Okay, that's really sweet, I have to admit.
Oh, that's too bad.
Why?
No.
You found it.
Oh, thank God. I don't think we need any baby Gonzos running around just yet.
Touchdown!
And that was Christmas in the Spotlight, not Holiday Touchdown. So the best thing I can say about this movie is that
It was a movie.
you know, it had characters and settings and kind of a story that's good if you've only ever seen like one other movie before. Right, so which one of them is the boss baby? Oh, that boss baby isn't in this one. Okay, gotcha. And I know it had to embellish a lot since it was based on a pretty average love story that we honestly don't really know anything about, but that doesn't mean it wasn't allowed to also be good. The movie just felt like it was made by people who prioritized making a certain somebody look good than just making a decent movie. Not because I think anybody that the movie's based on are bad or anything. I just think having characters with flaws and them having to work past them through the movie is just a bit more entertaining, honestly. Like, we could have had Bowen start out being a little superficial, and as she finds herself, she realizes that she wants more than the fame and wants something real. I think the closest thing we get to actual character development is Rob, like, learning not to be sexist to a famous person. Hell, I think the biggest lesson I learned was to just pay more attention when I'm clicking on the TV channels. So all in all, I give Christmas in the Spotlight 3 melted frappuccinos out of 10. So thank you all so much for watching today's video and watching all my other videos and making 2024 such a phenomenal year for me. I started posting YouTube videos 2 years ago just as a hobby with 0 subscribers, and now I'm halfway to 2,000, which doesn't even feel real if I'm being honest. I know it doesn't sound like a huge number, but for me it literally sounds unthinkable. You know, at the end of the day, I make YouTube videos because I love it, and knowing there's some of you that also watch the videos and love them just really genuinely means the world to me. So whether you've been with me from the start or this is your first time ever seeing me, thank you for being here, and you mean a lot to me, okay? You know, that's something I'm really grateful for this holiday season, and I hope all of your holiday seasons are also going well. So make sure you leave a like and comment on this video if you enjoyed it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you never miss an upload from me. Thank you again for watching. Stay safe out there. Happy holidays. I love y'all. Peace.
In the house for a very long time. Never a cease, I get better like wine. Soul searching, found me online. No end of my reach, got a hand on the skies. Stop being so emotional, what you smoking on? About time I open up, you can't roll with us. If you want peace, go and throw up the sign.